Watch Ole Miss. Find out where you can watch the solar eclipse in Mississippi.
Plus, we got to talk to students about IMC Connect, see more on what they can be excited about coming up.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Logan Green.
And I'm Phoebe Kramer.
To start off, let's take a quick look at our current conditions with weather anchor Celeste Lay.
Thanks, Logan. Currently, we are having a very cloudy day with a few showers and thunderstorms scattered throughout the day. Between now and 8 p.m. tonight, there's going to be a 20% chance of showers, but currently 75 degrees. Feels like 66 with that wind heading at 13 miles per hour. Back to you.
IMC Connect is an event hosted by the School of Journalism and New Media that aims to give students connections and insights into what careers look like after college.
It took place over the course of last week, and NewsWatch reporter Mary Evans asked students what they were looking forward to most prior to the event.
IMC Connect provides students with real-world experience by partnering them with actual leaders in the industry across the country.
I'm excited to network with a lot of these professionals. They are all very well experienced in the world of marketing and communications, and I think it's going to be a great opportunity for students to also connect with each other and their professors. I'm really excited to know a lot of insight from a lot of different people, but the event I'm most excited for is the playbook one from the head of communications at the Raiders tomorrow, so that's the whole reason I'm here. Just heard a lot of insight from other people. I got a lot of good advice from multiple different perspectives, it was just new things to learn about.
So I'm just really excited to get to see them make those connections and spend time getting to know one another and hopefully network a little bit.
This is NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Mary Evans.
University of Mississippi Medical Center, or UMMC School of Dentistry, is starting an after-hours clinic. They hope it will become a standard operation as the school aims to treat patients who can't see a dentist during usual business hours. The idea was a winning proposal of the school's first Change for Good Transformation Challenge. UMCC wants to give everyone, including students, the chance to improve operations. A new study shows that Mississippi is among the least affordable states in the U.S. The study found that Mississippi has the lowest median household income nationally. Therefore, the cost of living takes more than 70% of citizens' paychecks. Mississippians' average grocery spending is the 5th highest, healthcare is the 7th highest, and gas is the 3rd highest. Researchers say that before relocating, it is important to consider housing costs, cost-saving measures, and government services.
32-year-old Alexandra Petty of Springfield, Tennessee was arrested for submitting false information on a school registration application. The George County Police Department worked with Lucidale to find her. The investigation revealed she has a history of crimes across the county, including felony theft, bad check warrants, and violation of community corrections. Petty is being held at the George County Regional Correctional Facility. In lighter news, or I guess darker news, the solar eclipse coming up on April 8th, multiple places in Mississippi will be hosting watch parties, including Keg and Barrel in Hattiesburg, the Mississippi Museum of Natural Science in Jackson, and the Vicksburg National Military Park. Oxford will also be participating in the campus-wide event run by the Society of Physical Students. Protective glasses will be passed out in the Union Plaza from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Viewing will take place in front of the Johnson Commons from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Wherever you choose to watch the eclipse, please do safely.
The Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse is causing issues in the other areas of Washington.
Rebuilding it requires major efforts and additional federal funding, which Congress members are already pushing back on.
Washington correspondent Julia Benbrook has more.
Crews at the site of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore are making progress as they work to remove a portion of the wreckage. A massive cargo vessel slammed into the bridge last Tuesday, killing 6 construction workers. President Joe Biden pledged the full support of the federal government in the response and recovery efforts shortly after the collapse.
This administration will be with the people of Baltimore every step of the way. We are with you, Baltimore, and we will be there until we get this done.
The U.S. Department of Transportation released $60 million to Maryland from an emergency relief fund last week. but the recovery will cost much more. The White House may need Congress to act, and some Republicans are already voicing their concerns.
You know, the first reaction, in fact, the only reaction, just tends to be to spend.
I still have Florida farmers from a hurricane a year and a half ago that still aren't getting relief. So the federal government is a partner. The federal government needs to be a partner, but we need to stop playing politics, and that's exactly what the Biden administration has done.
Democratic lawmakers from Maryland are responding to the criticism.
If you go back to the time of the Minneapolis bridge collapse, Congress, within a very short period of time, overwhelmingly said the federal government should help. And so we believe that we should come together again as Americans, put aside, party labels, and get it done.
President Joe Biden is scheduled to visit Baltimore on Friday to survey damage from the bridge collapse. Reporting at the White House, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Coming up, there is a new witness in former President Donald Trump's hush money trial.
Plus, Dollar Tree is raising its prices. We have reactions from customers coming up. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back.
Mississippi.
Hey, Mississippi.
Don't trash Mississippi.
Because picking up litter costs us time
and money.
MDOT spends $3.2 million a year picking up litter.
That's money that could be used to maintain roads and bridges,
Patch potholes,
and focus on improving Mississippi's infrastructure.
Please help us help you.
We can't do it without you.
Don't trash Mississippi.
Don't trash Mississippi.
I'm here at the scene of tomorrow's shooting, where a 15-year-old will kill 4 children, 2 adults, and then turn the gun on himself.
When the shooting starts happening tomorrow, first I'll probably just think it's firecrackers or a car backfiring or something.
He told some of us that his dad kept a gun in his closet, and he always talked about using it on, the people that bullied him. Tomorrow I'll probably say that I wish I told someone.
After the shooting, we're gonna feel pretty bad about picking on him, but until then, we'll probably just keep doing it because he's pretty weird.
Tomorrow I'll probably point out that something has seemed off with him since the beginning of the school year.
And I'm now joined by the officers who will be the first responders tomorrow. What additional details can you share with us?
Well, someone is expected to tell us after the shooting that the shooter has been posting on social media about doing this for weeks.
So how will you explain the shooting to your daughter?
Actually, I won't get to explain it to her because she won't make it.
This is Christine Lynn, reporting from the scene of another shooting we'll say we never saw coming.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. Former President Donald Trump's aide, Hope Hicks, is expected to testify in Trump's hush money criminal trial later this month. The former president has pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records related to hush money payments by his former lawyer, Michael Cohen, to adult film star Stormy Daniels, who claims to have an affair with Trump. Hicks was Trump's press secretary during the campaign, and legal observers believe she could speak on the political operation during the final weeks leading up to the 2016 election. The Manhattan DA's office has not confirmed if she would testify. A Florida man has been sentenced to 14 months in prison for threatening to kill Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts last year. 43-year-old Neil Briggs Sidwaney will also serve 3 years of supervised release after his time in jail. Sidwaney was facing up to 5 years in prison after pleading guilty to transmitting an interstate threat to kill. Authorities say he called the Supreme Court in July last year, leaving a threatening voicemail. Online court documents revealed that member was Chief Justice Roberts.
23 million low-income households could lose a subsidy that provides for their internet service. The Affordable Connectivity Program is expected to run out of funding at the end of this month. According to the Federal Communications Commission, those enrolled in the program will keep getting the subsidy through the rest of the month. Starting in May, internet companies will have the option to offer partial discounts using any remaining federal funding. While there is some bipartisan support to continue the subsidies, lawmakers have not passed an extension. For now, officials have stopped accepting the new applications and enrollments. A retailer that many families rely on to save money is now raising its prices. Reporter Jessica Bruno spoke to the shoppers to hear their reaction to the price jump.
Scott Kolak.
I think the Dollar Tree merchandise is actually pretty good.
He's a regular Dollar Tree shopper.
They really have a good they have a good selection of a lot of odds and ends we all need at home.
Scott says he was disappointed when he learned Dollar Tree is now raising some of their prices as high as $7.
If it were really going to go up to like $7, $5 to even $7, it'd be too much. I'd rather just get everything at Walmart.
It's 300 items among 3,000 stores, and they say they're doing it because their consumers now are making more money.
The company's CEO noted that Dollar Tree's fastest growing demographic makes $125,000 a year, but he did not say that specifically was the reason for the change.
Could be a side of what's ahead in the economy-wise. When people are a little tighter, they start to look for different deals for everything, I think.
Eric Sturkin, co-founder of financial repair firm Better Qualified, says that's his best piece of advice to consumers right now as food prices remain high almost everywhere.
Look at either the websites or some of the coupons that you get in the mail and pay attention to those because you can get super deals. And again, one big thing I typically try to do is look at the cost per serving or the cost per tablet or the cost per ounce, because a lot of those items that look huge, in the end of it, there's just as much stuff in there as something that's much more smaller. It will save you a lot of money if you get the smaller one.
I did reach out to Dollar Tree to see if they'd like to comment on their price changes, but I haven't heard back. I'm consumer investigator Jessica Bruno, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Cognitive decline. That's according to a recent study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Nearly 600 people were given cognitive and memory tests for 2 years. Half the group took a standard daily multivitamin and the other half took a placebo. Researchers found those who took the multivitamin scored slightly higher on memory and cognitive tests. A second study, published last year in the Cosmos database, found people who took a multivitamin for a year got better scores on a word recall test. From outdated cell phones to old TVs to washed-up washing machines, a recent UN analyst found the amount of electronic waste generated globally is growing 5 times faster than it can be recycled. This can lead to a host of environmental health and climate concerns. Michael Yoshida digs more into the issues and offers some helpful tips.
From e-cigarettes to broken appliances and old cell phones, global electronic waste, or e-waste, has reached record highs. Some 68.3 million tons in 2022 alone, according to a recent United Nations report.
That's equivalent to the weight of over 100,000 of the world's largest passenger aircrafts. If you put them together, that's enough to form an unbroken queue from New York to Athens, 5,000 miles.
As the world becomes more reliant on electronics, the recycling of gadgets and appliances is not keeping pace, something experts are hoping will change with more awareness.
Better managing e-waste means better health. Health for the planet, but also health for ourselves, because a lot of the components in e-waste can be very toxic to humans.
Along with environmental and health reasons to recycle, there's a big money incentive too. E-waste often contains rare earth metals.
If we had been able to reuse and collect all what is in e-waste, we could have generated over $91 billion in value just in 2022.
So how can you safely recycle your e-waste or give it a second life? Experts say if the gadget is old but still working, see if a friend or a family member wants it. Another option, see if you can trade it in for a new device or credit. And if you do choose to get rid of your item, make sure it goes to a certified recycler. I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
Now let's check in with weather anchor Celeste Lay for another weather update.
Thanks, Phoebe. Tonight we are going to drop down to 44 degrees, and like I said earlier, we are going to be watching some some storms happening later this evening. Hopefully those will be done by 8 p.m. tonight. I will have more on those storms coming up after the break.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Is my light bright enough?
You're such a glow-off.
Well,
Well, you know. And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. The trees stand tall. Mother, mother, you tell me to stay rooted. The trees' roots go deep. You tell me to focus on my breath, and the trees breathe for the earth. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? Will you be the kind that makes shade, or the kind that shows a new way? Might you be the kind to hug, or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter which you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind. The child had a few more questions after that, and the forest had plenty of answers.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Each year, hurricanes and major flooding threaten cities, towns, and rural homes across the Gulf states. So chances are there will be more storms and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Welcome back to Stormwatch. Let's take a look at those current temperatures again. Right now it is 75 degrees. Right now it is sunny outside, but later this evening we might experience some rain and showers and thunderstorms. Feels like 66 with winds at 13 miles per hour. Tonight it will possibly, the wind gusts be at 25 miles per hour, but it shouldn't be anything crazy. Across North Mississippi, you can see we're kind of at the same thing. Across North Mississippi, it has been the same type of weather, very cloudy, little spots of rain here and there, but other than that, nothing too insane. Tonight's temperatures will drop down to 44 degrees. Again, mostly cloudy skies, maybe some possible showers and thunderstorms along the way with that 13 to 15 mile per hour winds. Tomorrow it's going to be a little bit chillier than it was today, the high being 59 degrees. Mostly cloudy skies. It might have a little bit of rain in the morning, but again, nothing too crazy. And across North Mississippi tomorrow, we're going to see kind of the same thing with a cool front coming down, with Tupelo being at the highest at 61 degrees. Now looking at our 5-day forecast, we're going to notice that it's sunny out throughout the week, except for today, tomorrow, and this weekend. And as you can see, Thursday will be the coldest night, so if you're out for a special occasion or a formal, be sure to bring something to cover up with because it's chilly.
I cannot believe it's going to get that cold tonight.
I know, it's insane. I really thought that we'd get some warmer weather since it is spring.
I know, but I'm hoping that, baseball's playing in Memphis tonight, so I'm hoping that it'll be a little warmer for them.
I'm hoping the weather up there has died down since this morning.
Right, exactly. Well, coming up, speaking, as we just said, Ole Miss baseball will be up against the Memphis Tigers in a midweek matchup tonight. And the women's college basketball Final Four is set. Check back in after the break to see who you will be watching on Friday.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM, because maximizing nutrition
analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Welcome back. I'm Campbell Holmes with Sports Watch. Well, the baseball team is getting ready to match up against Memphis in about half an hour for a midweek game. Ole Miss is hoping to bounce back after going 1-4 last week, after a midweek with Austin Peay and a weekend series against Kentucky. Memphis is hoping to make this a revenge game against Ole Miss, as the Rebs took a win against them last month with a score of 5-3. And Jackson Ross is leading the Rebels and the SEC in walks, as he has already had 30 this season and about 1 per game. The first pitch at the FedEx Park will be at 6, and if you're wanting to watch, you can on ESPN+. And like Celeste said earlier, there is rain in the area, so the softball team's doubleheader against UT Martin has been moved from tonight to tomorrow. These two teams will still be battling it out in 2 games, starting with the first one starting at 3 and the other following up at 5:30. And if you already bought tickets to the game, do not worry, because they will be able to be used for tomorrow. And if you do plan to come, Ole Miss announced that the outfield area will be cleared after the end of Game 1, and entry for Game 2 will not start until the entire outfield has been cleared. And taking things to the course, 2 women golfers for the Ole Miss team have been invited to attend the 2024 Augusta National Women's Amateur this week. The 2 women are senior Andrea Lignell and junior Caitlin McNabb. This tournament is taking place just a week before the Masters starts. 72 of the best women's amateur golfers will be taking the course and will play in 2 rounds of competition. These 2 rounds will be tomorrow and Thursday and will be broadcasted live on the Golf Channel. And March Madness is getting down to the best of the best, as 4 women's teams are set for the Final Four. Final Four for the women will be on Friday, and the championship will be on Sunday. Number 1 South Carolina and number 3 NC State will begin the battle into finals that night at 7, with players like Gamecock Camila Cardoso and Wolf Sanaya Rivers hoping to get into that championship game. And number 1 Iowa and number 3 UConn will begin about 30 minutes after that game, where Hawks star player Caitlin Clark and UConn Huskies Paige Buchers will be battling it out, all for the trophy and the ring. Both of these games will be aired on ESPN. And Jelani Davis is continuing to rack up more and more accolades, as it was just announced today that she is the SEC Women's Field Athlete of the Week. This Rebel star is a 2-time NCAA indoor champion, and she's improved even more upon her national lead in shot put, also ranking number 2 worldwide in this outdoor category. Davis has also broke the school record and has set a new season best in the hammer after a competition last week at LSU. The track and field team will be returning home this week to have their final home meet this season at the 2024 Joe Walker Invite this weekend. And that's all I've got for sports, so be sure to follow us at X at rebels_watch for the latest sports updates.
Coming up, we have an update on an interesting new drink at 7-Eleven we mentioned last week.
Stay tuned for more NewsWatch after this.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something.
Yeah.
But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Well, Campbell, you talked a little bit about March Madness before we went to break.
Yes, I did, but we didn't want to hear from just me, so NewsWatch went around campus to see what teams students think will be taking the W.
Here is NewsWatch reporter Leslie Lashman with the answers.
Leslie Lackman here from NewsWatch Ole Miss, and today we are asking students, who do you have winning March Madness?
I think U of H is going to win March Madness because, well, I'm from there, and they're really good.
Marquette because my dad went there, and yeah. UConn winning March Madness.
UConn because they're going back to back.
I have Houston winning.
Northwestern.
I have UConn winning because UConn's the best team, and they're gonna win. Rock Chalk, but they lost. Just a fan of them.
UConn because they're going to win.
I have Purdue just because I made an educated guess.
I have UConn. I think they can win it again.
Iowa State winning the championship this year. They're #2 seed. And
Houston, I don't know. I think they're going to win it. Houston's winning it all this year. Shout out to H-Town, shout out to Texas, shout out to Austin.
Houston, I'm from Houston.
Well, I hate to say it, but I think Alabama might win the championship.
No, I definitely have to agree with you, Celeste.
Okay, good. I have somebody agreeing with me.
I got all my money on UConn, so go
I
Huskies.
do too. Yeah, go Huskies. I got them on my bracket.
House
so.
divided.
Okay, well, last week we mentioned to you guys that the popular gas station 7-Eleven will be introducing a hot dog flavored sparkling water.
We have some good news, or maybe bad news for some of you. It was an April Fool's prank.
The company Came Clean is loving their success at tricking a lot of people into believing the drink would actually be coming to stores.
The hot dog sparkling water was a joke. The company told us that some fans were actually interested in it. Yeah, no.
I'd be so mad.
I could never do that to myself.
I'm really concerned about the people who actually wanted this to be a real thing.
See, I love hot dogs, but not that much.
No.
Not that much.
No. Well, that's all we have tonight. Tune in tomorrow. I'm Logan Green.
And I'm Phoebe Kramer with your latest news.
I'm Campbell Holmes with Sports Watch.
And with Storm Watch, I'm Celeste Lay.
Be sure to keep up with us on our socials and tune in tomorrow at 5.
NewsWatch Ole Miss will be keeping live and local.